Welcome to Albion TV Presents the AO Daily Show, your source of real news in an unreal world, keeping you up to date on the latest news, events, and the great community of Albion Online. Today is Thursday, the 7th of November, and I am your host Bogul, and today I'm just by myself, at least for now. Shozen is on a well-deserved holiday from you all, trying to fix his office, of course. The last thing he told me was that there's a huge hole in his office wall, and apparently that is not an ideal situation. But don't worry, we will hear a lot from Shozen in the next 35 minutes or so, as he has prepared an interview for us all to listen to. So today I'm very pleased to play the interview with Id3ntyD of the Demonic Fury Guild for you. Shozen and Id3ntyD not only talk about his new and coming guild, Demonic Fury, but also discuss a bunch of other fun Albion topics. And I think y'all will like this interview. Today, due to the special circumstances, we will not have overtime, but instead there will be a short 15 to 20 minute break between the Albion Daily Show and AO Live, which will start at our normal time at just before 19 UTC. Lupac will be joining me at 19 UTC for AO Live, so there will be live crystal and normal GV action later. But for now, we can listen to this very nice interview. So enjoy that and talk to you in a little bit.
Hello, this is the Albion TV interview series, and I am here with Id3ntyD of Demonic Fury. It says you're the Wait a second. Recruitment officer. Wait, who are you? And why am I interviewing you? Why was I sent a recruitment officer? Generally, I get GMs or right hands. This is Albion TV.
Oh, okay. I guess you're very desperate for content, right?
I am. It is the night before, and I'm not even there now.
Nice intro, though. Nice. I appreciate this.
Well, tell the audience why you, a recruitment officer, when I do generally get GMs, I do generally get, some high-ranking individuals and some up-and-coming guilds. Why am I interviewing you, the recruitment officer? Because you have an interesting story, don't you?
I hope so. I don't know. The viewers will judge about that, I guess. So, hi guys, I'm Id3ntyD. Shout out to this live interview which we're doing right now. I gotta admit, I'm a little bit nervous and excited. So it's a good feeling. I love those things about. You're talking to the recruitment officer because I'm genuinely hyped about my guild, and obviously you have a lot of guild masters here with an interview, but that always feels maybe a little bit like, it's their guild. They're putting it in a positive light.
Yeah, a little bit of self-promotion. That's what we're here for. We're giving people self-promotion. So, okay.
In this case, I'm promoting actually my guild leader and the guild because I'm a kind of a fanboy of it. It's a great community, and would love to share more about it.
Okay, excellent. But there was more about it than to you, though, particularly. You're not just a recruitment officer. You've come from somewhere, right? You have a background that was more than just I play Albion.
Yeah. So I quite have a history in gaming. It started with StarCraft, where I was a professional player, went over leading and managing Dota teams, training them, playing under contract for Left 4 Dead. I was, which was, I guess, the biggest gig which I was landing. I was working for BigPoint, which is the second biggest game developer in Germany, on their now cancelled, but back in the days, upcoming action MOBA Shards of War. Shoutcasting the tournaments, was on Gamescom doing the live, basically shoutcasting in front of a crowd, which was an absolute blast.
That sounds amazing.
And oh yeah, man! And then deep down, of course, a passionate gamer by heart, and yeah, currently, of course, real life catched up to me, so not so much time for content creation because the lights needs to keep on burning and the bread needs to be on the table. But yeah, using, of course, those kind of moments to actually step up for something I truly believe in. I love Albion Online. I love the players in it, but I specifically, and this is a big shout out and big heart basically shown right now to Demonic Fury, its leader Cloud, and of course the awesome members which we have in it.
Excellent. Well, do you want to tell? Like, I find this both very interesting that you are a professional gamer. Do you plan on taking my job?
I was.
Because you sound like a washed up professional gamer who's now trying to get into shoutcasting and trying to steal my job here. This is what I'm hearing here.
It wouldn't be difficult. Let's say it like that.
Well, you've come with to the right place. You definitely come right to me to get the job.
Like honestly, like I'm listening to your podcast on Spotify, right? Yeah, I'm losing Spotify because fucking hell, there's everything. Oh,
yes, you can get away with a little bit here and there.
Good. So okay, yeah, I'm listening to this podcast, after work, driving my car, and you're not, let's say, too frequent with uploading the newest episodes, my friend.
Well, yes, it might be true. There have been a few SoundCloud episodes that take a little bit longer to get up there.
Yeah, but why SoundCloud? SoundCloud is so disorganized. I can't find the latest episodes in an easy manner. I don't have time to freaking search for it.
Well, here's the thing. I tell you what. If you can help me find something that's better than SoundCloud, because I've tried to do, I've tried.
What about Spotify?
Well, I haven't actually looked into Spotify for. Actually, maybe we did. We looked at a bunch of different platforms. The problem is when you start doing a podcast compared to songs, the length of them is enormous, and the size that they take up becomes a problem. When you do songs and stuff, it's very easy. Like, you can just put up a few songs and they don't charge you. But with doing podcasts, because we are a daily and we put up gigs worth of information, getting to the point where you can actually store those and have those available to people off of like Google Play is expensive. So what we do is we use SoundCloud, and that allows us to host on like Google Play and iTunes and Spotify. Like, you can get us on Spotify. Like, if you go through Spotify, you can find all of our episodes. Yeah, exactly. But we're not categorized.
Like, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I totally get your point, but then again, I really don't care because I want. It's true,
no. The customer wants what the customer wants. I just realized I was like trying to explain logic to somebody. He's like, no, what you don't understand is that free content that you're giving to me is like really hard for me to find.
No, it's internet. Everything is for free. Okay, so I don't care about the cost. Like, if you say, okay, look, we have a podcast and there's a news feed and you can download certain programs and they will give you the latest episode. I don't care. I switch from Spotify. I don't care, but give me something, man. It's like, but on Twitch, it's freaking difficult to find, like the things you want to see on. Well, YouTube is easier, but YouTube, can't run in the background, so I need my navigation. So that's an issue, and SoundCloud is horrible. Like, really, I looked into it. I find it horrible.
Oh, listening to it on SoundCloud, it's hard. What you're saying is like when you use Spotify and you try to find our show, it's very hard to find our particular show on Spotify that you want to see the next one, and then going through
exactly like the latest
going
episode.
Into SoundCloud itself works on your phone like crap.
Well, I have a really good phone, so don't go against.
No,
my phone.
Okay. I won't blame your phone. All right, not your phone. I get you. Okay, so what you're
there's a light, man.
This is going to be the most off the rails interview ever. They're like, wait, did he just come on to just yell about SoundCloud for 30 minutes? I think that's what we're getting here, folks. We're going to get yelled at for SoundCloud for 30 minutes.
But give me 5 more minutes and we're creating drama, I guarantee you.
Gluttony's going to come on, is like in the background right now going, yeah, last one took 5 hours to go up. Yell at him. The one before that took 4 days. What the hell? Like, he's always upset when the SoundCloud doesn't go up on time. I have been behind. Well, we will admit Shozen has been behind on the SoundCloud.
That's cool, man. That's cool. I know how busy your life is.
It's busy. We're getting things done though. But besides being frustrated with my SoundCloud,
yeah.
As a pro gamer and as a content creator, 'cause you also have a YouTube. We should probably kick that YouTube. You do have a YouTube channel that you.
No. I don't want to. I want to Also, it's filled with skill. You can find it, but I'm inactive. So I'm an former, basically pro gamer, former content creator. Just because, like I said, my life is currently too busy with it. I'm currently trying to establish, a financial stability, and then maybe I can get back into the horse again, to create some content or in cooperation with some others. Happily to do so, but again, my priority is currently my family and my life. That's how it is, sadly. We're getting older, so we got to do what we got to do.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're not coming for my job. That was just. I think I can breathe a sigh of relief now. I mean, like a professional. It's the last thing we need.
No, it's a Trojan horse. It's just. I'm preparing the backstab.
Okay.
With two daggers.
Well, we'll let you in on Newbie Tuesdays. How's that sound? Not Newbie Tuesdays is the days I can let you in.
I would love it.
Because I think we can do some additional content here as well. But let's start talking about this guild that you're in, that you are supposed to be here promoting. Because I know we've talked about the SoundCloud, and I know we've talked about the professional gig. Let's talk about Demonic Fury and why players want to join this guild.
So, in my experience, there's of course several kinds of communities or guilds in those kind of games. Now, first of all, I am myself highly competitive. That's in my blood. I love killing. I love dominating in the game, because in real life I don't have anything to say, so.
Well, didn't you say you work with your wife?
No, don't bring my wife into it. No. My wife is the boss. And she's the most beautiful and awesome person on this.
Oh, she's sitting very close, isn't she?
Planet. Yes, she's already tapping on my shoulders. No, just kidding. Anyway, so I'm a competitive gamer. So, but the thing is that, of course I have a life too. So yeah, I'm trying to find the balance. Now, when I joined Albion Online and, I made my first steps very, very clearly, very early, I saw its potential. I saw the, tactical aspect of fighting. I saw the potential for a high skill cap in this game, which is extremely attractive. So the game lets you in very easily. It's like a MOBA. It's like a click and point, running around, killing things. But there's a really high skill ceiling, which I think should be a little bit higher. I think they made a little bit of a mistake catering too early to mobile, I call it gamers, mobile
platform
versions.
Yeah.
But of course, with the servers being in America, the ping is a little bit higher, so it's actually in my advantage that it's not too action-oriented, not too much of a MOBA, that there is still a balance. But in any way, it's still there, and the aspect, of course, that you have full loot in the game is something I adore. It's just like, it makes you heart pump. It's a little bit, gives me the vibe of Diablo 2 back in the days,
when that game was good.
Hardcore, So and I lost my point. Wait.
Hardcore PvP.
Yeah. So.
Yes.
Yeah, hardcore PvP. And so then I already discovered, okay, I want to stick around this game. So most of the content in an MMO is always related to group play, right? So you need a good guild around you. And I started searching quite a bit, and I stumbled across many guild recruitment posts, and one of them was Demonic Fury, and I had interviews with a lot of guild masters and recruitment officers. And the thing was that the initial actually impression I had from Demonic Fury was like, okay, not sure about the name, it sounds a little bit like, the Dark Shadow Killer, like a clan of 14 and 12-year-olds, a little bit too much. But then I had a talk with Cloud, and back in the days, Brown was the clan leader as well. He's currently a little bit inactive because of real life. And I was totally convinced, like I didn't need more, because the guild always stays and falls with a leader, with people behind it, because the core aspect of a guild is always the community behind it. Like, it needs to be a good community of people, of persons, of players in a who wants to achieve the same thing under the same banner. And the same banner is always held up by the clan leader, because he is giving the directions. So I was entirely convinced, okay, that's my thing. I joined, and I haven't regretted it until now. I don't think I will regret it. And it's actually so good that I want to get the word out about it. And the reason why I want to get word out about Demonic Fury being a good guild is like twofold, right? So from one aspect, it's of course good to get fresh blood into the guild, to get more people, because the more the merrier. Not too much, because then it gets just overwhelming, and then you don't have this community vibe anymore. But the right amount, whatever that means. Yeah, we're not there yet, so we're gonna figure this out along. But also because we can create more content, we can do more content. We're doing a lot already, and we're very happy with what we're doing. We're covering most of the aspects, I think, of the game, besides the aspects which are in significantly competitive higher fields. There, we're not there yet. But I also want to inform people and to say people, hey, look, if you don't have a guild, or if you're not satisfied with your guild, come to us. If you're focused on a community, if you have especially for people, hey, you have a real life, that's cool. But you still love the game, you want to spend time with the game, you want to find a group of people to stick together, because in the end of the day, the game is quite intense, and it creates already a lot of emotions. But if you share those emotions or experience those emotions with other people, that usually that's so much more intense.
Oh yeah,
right?
absolutely. Doing it together is like victory can be so much better when you have somebody to share it with. Like it's really can be really boring playing a really good solo game, because like what are you gonna go tell your wife? You're gonna go, honey, I think I just beat the biggest boss in the game, and your wife will be like, you're not coming to bed tonight. I go.
Well, it's a bad example, because I actually do this, and my wife is usually tapping. Oh, you did good. Do you want to go play a little bit more? Or do you come to bed?
All right. Okay, well, you got it lucky then. You got it lucky then. But yeah, it's really awesome. Even then, it's awesome to have another person to celebrate with. And when you lose, it's often nice to have somebody who can go, "We'll get him next time, buddy." It's not so good when the guy blames it on you for losing, though.
Yeah, exactly. Well, of course, sometimes there's in every community, you have it every situation, or sometimes someone fucks up, and then it's like, dude, there was but that's okay too, right? Because it brings you together. It's like if it's done in the right way, if it's just getting trashed for it, there's no reason to experience this, like if this happens to you in a guild, leave it, come to us. And I'm very serious about it, because you need to have a positive vibe about playing and about the community you are in. And Demonic Fury is great in this. Like, we're different people from different nationalities. We're a little bit heavily currently focused, I think, on the American continent, but we are currently growing in EU as well. It's just a great place to be. Of course, we're super excited for the upcoming changes and news which are coming. 14th of November is first, and 20th of January, we all know it, it's the second one. And of course, we have plans to push it in those moments as well, which is exciting, right? Like, there's something coming, and it's like a little bit this frontier mentality. You have your peeps around you, you're preparing for it, and then when it hits, you're going as a unit, you're going out there, you're taking your hideout, you're creating it, you're seeing it, discovering, developing, killing all those noobs.
Well, that's everybody's hopes is, right? Is to be the one that's killing the noobs, not to be the noobs who are getting killed. And because you guys were telling me before that you're kind of like newer players, largely,
which was paradox.
Yeah.
but that's the beauty about it. Like we don't mind new players whatsoever. That's more than awesome. If you're a new player, please feel free to join us as well. We're giving you a good tone. We're gonna support you with information. We're gonna take care of you. we won't do is, of course, just throw silver at you and items. We won't do that. That's obvious. But we're gonna be, because there are too many parasites, sadly, in those kind of games. But and you don't appreciate what you're getting if you didn't earn it in some kind of way. But the community, and this was my experience as well. If you're active, if you want to do, everyone is helping, and this was super awesome to see. You're there, you're on Discord. That's, by the way, one of the criteria which we have, however, and I should mention it directly. You should join Discord frequently, because this is the only way to really get to know you a little bit and to integrate you into the community and actually run content with you.
Exactly. Yeah, it's
But
very
aside from
hard
that-
to do it when nobody. You have to
Yeah.
reach out a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So you still can, of course, play on your own a little bit as well. Like have the times where you have Discord off. That's not a problem at all. But generally speaking, you should, because we want to get to know you, want to be a community, and this works, right? So I felt extremely good, and I mean, I had like millions of questions. I was highly annoying to everyone, because I was like, hey dude, I don't get that. What is that? What is this enchantment? Why am I dropping like a fly? Why in this red Hellgate suddenly I'm getting ganked by 5 people? I don't get it. It's like, this is not fair. It's not shit like this. Like this happened all. And then you're getting the feedback, you're getting support, you're getting advices on what to wear. That for example, the first rule is don't freaking go out with your equipment if you can't afford losing it, because you should have the mentality, you go out, you're gonna die, you're gonna lose what you have. And if you have this mentality, you're playing more relaxed, because you already.
I've tried to talk.
Moaned.
It's hard to explain that to people like that.
I'm jumping a little bit right now.
Yeah, you kind of have to say, you know what? The best way to get the experience is to be willing to lose. And like every time I say that, there are people who are the hardcore who are like, no, you must go out there to win. That's because you suck. That's why you're saying you'd be willing to lose. In this game,
which is
in this game, you can be the best
it's
and just run into bigger numbers.
And I'm saying this from my esport career, back in the days. This was an extremely important experience. Of course, you're playing to win. Of course, you're competitive. Otherwise, you have nothing to lose, and you have nothing to. You're in the wrong place in esport, right? You need to play to win. But the first steps are always like this: that you need to accept. And this is specific for Albion. When you go out, you're going to lose your gear.
Yes.
Because when you do this, you're way more relaxed. And when you're more relaxed, you're doing the better decision making. And if you do the better decision making and then lose, you're not upset that you lost because you expected it already, but you actually gain the experience of the fight, and you can actually objectively look back and know then what you need to do better. And you can only become a good player when you're finding you're finding the balance to be on the edge to death. Like everyone knows those videos on YouTube, League of Legends or other games where or in Dota, he just escapes with 2 fucking HP, and he does this like 5 times the same game, and everyone's like, oh yeah, absolute adrenaline hype. And he can only learn to escape with 2 HP on a constant basis when he died 5,000 times before to understand where his limit is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to learn. Like when in our game, we have Cargera, who is one of the best melee players in this game that we've ever seen, and he can get right up to the edge of dying, know how close he can get to dying, still fall back to his healer and get that heal. How long it's going to take him, how many cooldowns the opponent has, what he has for a defensive left available to him, and how far away his healer's cooldowns are from hitting him. Like not only distance but time. He's incredible.
I love hearing this, because just by having this skill set to have this knowledge, he creates so much space around his character. Because as a player, you want to finish him off, right? You need to finish him off. He's dead basically in your eyes. So you're gonna run for him. You're gonna kill him, and then you're opening actually your own front line to ganks from his side, to engages. You're mispositioning. Like just this one skill set is so essential for esport and for gaming in general. That is, I'm getting all excited here right now, dude. Ooh. Adrenaline. I love it. Yeah. So yeah, but coming back, wait, where were we before we sidestep now into that one? Yeah. So you can't be afraid of going into the black zone, because first of all, black zones right now, and I hope the update will change, are way more secure than actually red zones. because there's nobody.
Yeah, well,
Or not so
you can
many.
go in
It's
some
ridiculous.
zones. You can get very lucky and go
Yeah,
around where
sure.
there's nobody, but it's very rare in
Yeah,
a red zone that there's nobody.
hmm exactly. They're always out for getting you scalp. You're getting more rewards when you go into the black zone. So like it makes so much more sense to go into the black zone than the red zone to do everything you want to do. Obviously, sooner or later you're gonna die. But again, if you have this mentality, yeah, sooner or later I'm gonna die. When I leave, it's the gear I have is lost, and also the gear you find is only your gear when you're back in town. If you have this mentality, you play so much more relaxed. Your shoulders are more relaxed. Your heart is still pumping in a PvP engagement, but you're more chill. You're capable of making the right decisions, and which is, let's be honest, like, let's not overdo it, but 70-80% of winning actually a fight, staying cool, rationally seeing what's happening and then adjusting your decision making upon it. So yeah.
Absolutely. It's
So yeah, that's what I usually tell my people when I recruit them to the guilds. This is one of the first conversations I have, and I'm always trying to take them out. Come, take you for one gear. Usually when you reach the town, when you're interested in joining a guild, you are out at the spot that you can afford 4.1, or we're helping in those things as well. And then and then you create emotion. It grows. It's a great community.
well,
Really.
I have to say
I
this
love
is
the
an
tools.
incredibly interesting and deep community, and the people here are very, very passionate. You will
Yes.
not find passion in other games like you find here. It's very good. It can be a double-edged sword sometimes. People get a little
Yeah,
rowdy.
well, what I love about Albion, on way I far and World of Warcraft into it, but it's similar. Like from that, there's all kinds of cultural and how to say it. There's all kinds of people there who are playing the same game. So there's a lot of diversity, and it's great because different cultures, different mentalities, different characters, and in the end, like I love people. I love playing with people, and this is great. And we have this in Dominic Fury as well. And we want even to spread it even more, and yeah, being good to people, and then you get it back, and that's just great. As like the leader does it, I think he does a wonderful job in those things, and yeah, it's a blast.
Yeah, that's awesome. We're kind of getting a little bit low on time here, but I do want to ask you a couple other questions here.
Really?
We do have a hard limit of like
Time flies. Holy hit.
It's I have a hard limit on the show of like 30 minutes because I'm not here today. Like you guys who are listening, I'm not here, so I don't know like what Bogul's doing. I don't know I don't know what he's doing for overtime. I don't know what's going on. But we're live. We're live.
Did you just see what the guys wrote in the chat? It's hilarious. That was so funny. Haha, dude. Killer 99XX. That was hilarious.
It's probably Fun Stealer making fun of both of us, to be quite honest. If I was going to guess, it's Fun Stealer saying that we don't know what we're talking about, and probably kicking me out of my guild for inactivity.
Oh boy! If you need a good guild, I have a recommendation.
Oh, do you know of a good guild that's recruiting?
I do. Yeah, it's Demonic Fury. If you want, I can. I know someone who can totally bring you.
All right.
In.
Well, I'll have to keep.
That would be so
I'll have to keep an eye on that. Actually, I'm still in my little guild. I haven't been kicked out yet. Snaxer let me back in. Question though, because I wanted to say, what has been your most favorite moment with Demonic Fury? You said you've really enjoyed your time there. You really recommend that people come. You guys are kind of like, you'll help people get started. You'll teach them the basics of the game. You'll teach them to not be scared. You have lots of content to do once you're there. But what has been the greatest moment for you in your time at Demonic Fury?
Which stick around, of course. Like I said, the experience was very positive so far. So now, if you want me to choose one, of course, it was one of the first emotional stuck with me. That's why I remember it. Was one of the first CVZ games. I think actually it was. I think we were hard flagged. It was a situation where we were hard flagged and we were fighting like with 4 or 5 people, a bigger group, and completely, like crazy. And for me, I was still a very new player. I'm still a new player, but back then, 3-4 months ago, I was even green. And for me, it was super confusing because, the shot calls came in, and of course, I don't have a problem with my experience to follow the instructions. But what I had the issue with is when we're hard flagged, the enemies are not red. I'm not saying something stupid.
No.
Right?
When you're red,
So
and
they're
if you're
blue.
in a red zone and you're flagged, they will be blue to you. Yes.
Yeah, and that was fucked up because I was like literally for like what felt like an eternity. I tried to kill my own healer, right?
Just slamming the Q on him. It's not working.
Where's my fucking damage? What is going on? So I was like, ah. Yeah, long story short, I think this fight we won. Still to my good teammates. But I don't know. There's so many. We were dived another time, which was hilarious, and we nearly won the fight. We lost it in the end, but it was still cool because it was a good fight. We were all laughing later, and calling them noobs that nearly died to us and stuff like that. And I don't know. Then other where we went PvPing as well. And the shot calls were good, but some of our players were new, so they couldn't follow him, and we were later actually as we lost it, and we were kind of laughing a little bit about it because he did something incredibly stupid, but it wasn't like we weren't like on his neck, but we were like like laughing in a positive way, teasing a little bit. But again, he was okay with it. Like he was laughing himself. He was like, but it's okay. He's new. You're gonna get there, like. And I don't know those kind of things because again, community bound and with a group of people and very very positive experiences.
Well, it's great that the team can be so close that even when you have a negative game experience, it can still be remembered as a very positive playing experience. Like you may have lost in the game, like you lost, you got beaten up in a ZVZ, but together everybody came together. And you learned from it, and you had a good time because you all came together, and you did it together as an event. Go ahead.
But again, the thing, you're coming back to what we just discussed. You're going out, and you're expecting to lose your gear. You're going out with this mentality, and then you're more relaxed about it. Of course, when you start playing competitive with a 5v5 in a crystal realm, shit needs to happen, right? And if you're at this point and you're dedicated to do it good, then it gets a little bit more direct and more strict. But it still needs to be clear, okay, mistakes happen and we're going to learn from it, because otherwise you're just burning through your members. And if you're burning through your members, this never will work. This will work maybe one season and then it's done because everyone is burned out and just doesn't want to play anymore, because it's negative vibe in your life.
All right. Well, that's what you want to avoid is those burnout moments. Recently, you have to. I've heard from a lot of people about the idea of sometimes taking a break and avoiding the burnout. Like right now, we are in the off season, and a lot of the best guilds are taking a little break to avoid burnout, so that they don't burn out their top guys coming up for this event season. Now we don't have much time left, but do you want to say like what you're looking forward to in this new event season? Because it sounds like you guys were getting ready to go out and venture and do a little bit more.
Yeah, but before that, maybe I can just do the plug where people actually can get into contact with us.
Sure.
That would be very important.
Do the plugs.
So if you just go to the official Albion online forum, there, if you just search for Demonic Fury, we have a recruit post. It will just directly pop, I think, on second place, directly pop up. Demonic Fury is recruiting. There's all the information. So Demonic Fury on the Albion official Albion forum, and you can get into contact with us. The Discord is there. The leader is there. So you can just throw out messages and we're gonna take care of you. Yeah.
Okay.
That
sounded scary. They're gonna take care of you.
Oh yeah, really.
Yeah, we're gonna take care of you, buddy. I got you all set over here.
Dude, after we're ready with your pro gamer.
When you hear that, if you are looking to become a pro gamer, Demonic Fury, they're gonna teach you.
No. Let's not do this because it's not a community. If you want to be part of a good community and achieve something in the game, then we're the right place.
All right, I like that. It sounds a little bit more relaxed. So if you're just looking, like it's a good forever home, is what you're saying for somebody who wants to put in a lot of time but not be hardcore. Like it's kind of like semi-casual, you would say.
Well, we don't know where we're going to. Definitely, like I said, I'm competitive. The other boys want to, they smell blood. They want to go there as well. So definitely develop into aspects of parts of the community a little bit more serious and to try to achieve more things. But the general general attitude from Demonic Fury is always about the community that needs to work. Otherwise, everything else cannot be built on top of it. So that's a core aspect. But we definitely we offer in future more serious attempt to, for winning content and going higher in the ranking.
Well, sounds awesome. Well, thank you very much. Is there any shout outs you would like to give before I let you go? And we could, because I want to have you back on Identity. We'll do something again, probably like maybe some newbie focused stuff. Talk about like some tips and tricks and stuff for newbies. Maybe go over some of the how tos. But is there anybody you want to give a shout out to in your guild and thank them for the experience you've had?
I would definitely the leader Cloud shout out, but also to the other guys. And I don't want to specifically mention one because I forget maybe the another one and they would be awful. All of them are pretty cool. Thank you for taking me in. Thank you for being able to be a part of it, and really, really highly recommended for everybody else who felt that saw himself in the things we just said, which I just said. Then please contact us, come to us. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Identity of Demonic Fury.
Also, Shozen, thank you for inviting me. You totally headhunted me down. I didn't approach you at all. You begged me to do this.
I'm so desperate for content right now that I've begun just scrolling through, and I start somewhere around 150 in ranks, and I just keep going because
Okay, let's put the truth. I approached you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
I liked our story more. I thought it was more fun. I thought it.
Come on. No, the people were like, "Why the fuck? What the fuck? This is no level guild. You're inviting. What the hell?"
No, well, thank you very much for coming on. It's an open invite to everybody, guys. Anybody who wants to come on, tell me about their guild. Get a little bit of time. We try to get as many different voices on the show as possible, and I thank all of you who've ever come on the show and are willing to come on the show in the future. So thank you again, Identity. I really, really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, it was a blast. It was fun.
Thank you.
Cool. Looking forward to do some other stuff.
Absolutely, we'll do it.
Well, that's wait, Albion.
Definitely, another Albion-related project in the future.
Nice. Cool. Thanks. Cheers, guys.
All right. That was the interview with Identity of Demonic Fury. You can check out their Discord link in a Twitch chat. And now it's time to take a little break while I try to figure out this setup with Lupac today. We will be back at 19 UTC with the Crystal action and very likely also the GVG action at 20 UTC. But first we have to take a tiny bit of break because it's all very interesting to stream right now. So thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in today. You can find us all as usual on the twitch.tv/Albion Online, where on 18 UTC every day we have this little daily show with interviews, news, gossip, and whatever else the heart desires. Yeah. See you around. Talk to you in about 20 minutes or so, probably a few minutes earlier, depending on when I can reach Lupac. Yeah. See you in a bit.